very, very best of luck with that.
She's such a champion.
Absolutely
She's such a
fantastic.
wonderful person. Right, on to the weather. It's going to be a nice weekend, isn't it?
Yes, we've got lots of dry weather in store and we've got some gorgeous weather pictures today. We've got 3 for you now, but a few more coming up in a moment. Take a look at this one. Grey skies at Grays Court in Henley-on-Thames. Thank you to Anthony Morris.
Weymouth Beach looking pretty in pink early this morning. Thank you, Leslie Maxwell.
And just like the studio, it was all about the blue at Farley Wallop. What vibrant colours from Roy Venkatesh.
Beautiful blue skies there, and we've seen lots of blue sky across the region after a bit of a cloudy start in many parts. This glorious scene here captured by Supercell, one of our weather watchers. Lots of blue skies to round off the day, and indeed it stays clear through much of tonight as well. And tomorrow we will see some sunny breaks, but there'll be a bit more cloud in the picture than we've seen today. Into the weekend, and we do have an area of high pressure which is building, so some pretty settled conditions on the whole through the course of the weekend. It looks to stay largely dry, though a little exception to the rule for our westernmost parts. Overnight tonight, again, largely dry, and we will have clear skies right the way through our region. Some clouds starting to arrive, pushing in from the north and the west as we go through into the early hours. And our temperatures close to freezing, so perhaps down to 1 or 2 degrees, maybe a touch of frost in some rural spots as we start the day on Saturday. Saturday itself, a chilly start with some good brightness early on. We will see more cloud pushing in, and through western parts, that cloud may just be thick enough to produce a few spits and spots of drizzle. Wiltshire, Dorset, Hampshire and the Isle of Wight likely to see more cloud, but elsewhere, northernmost and easternmost parts seeing something a little brighter through the day. And it looks like temperatures will head up to around 10 degrees, particularly for coastal stretches. Now, your inshore waters for tomorrow, the winds will be west at 3 to 5 and the sea state will be moderate. All good. On ahead then, as we look ahead to Sunday, and it looks like it will be another dry day. A good deal of sunshine on offer, and there will be some dry spells through the course of the day, perhaps more cloud for coastal stretches, but again those temperatures likely to head up to double digits as we go through the afternoon on Sunday. The wind's just starting to pick up, and that's a sign of things to come as we look ahead to the new working week. So after a fine weekend with some sunny breaks, on into the new week, and you can see we have got some wet weather on the charts. A band of rain is set to push from west to east. The wind's picking up, and that's the same on Tuesday. We'll have quite a blustery day in store, perhaps with 1 or 2 showers. You'll notice though those temperatures climbing a little, so feeling a little milder.
Sarah, thank you very much. Once again, we had 3 great weather pictures. We are so lucky that you send in some fabulous photos. How many do you reckon? Oh, she's done her sums. How many do you reckon we get in a year?
Well, we show 3 on our weekdays here on Saturday, so that's roughly 750 in a whole year. On our Wild and Free albums online, we do 20. That's roughly 5,000 across the whole year for Facebook. But today we had 56 in our inbox, so an average maybe of 50. On a snowy day, of course, it's much higher.
It depends on the weather, doesn't it?
So I reckon about 18,000 in a year.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic, isn't it?
And we've got a bit of a collection which show you the dramatic highs and lows of what the weather's thrown at us over the past 12 months.
Alexis has been trawling through the photo album.
New Year's Day was dry with high pressure. James West caught the sunrise at Durdle Door, and Anthony Morris took this view of Oxford. On the 21st, there was a lunar eclipse with a catchy title of Super Blood Wolf Moon. Edwin Jones captured it over the windmill at Holnaker. And the following day brought the first snowfall of the year. The freeze continued into February. David and Alex took this photo in Wokingham, and Andy Austin captured this scene in Basingstoke. But what a change! This is Basingstoke a couple of weeks later when milder weather arrived. Steve Harding took this photo in Midhurst on Valentine's Day. March brought windy conditions with storms Freya and Gareth, but milder weather followed, and by the end of the month there was plenty of blossom to be seen. Dulcie Levitt spotted a tiny mouse feeding in Chichester, and the Flying Scotsman made an appearance on the Swanage Railway. Temperatures in April were about 1 degree above the long-term average. Paul DeMarco witnessed a double rainbow over Ballard Down, and the bluebells appeared. Martin Offer found this crop at East Ashling. At the end of the month, temperatures briefly reached the mid-20s. May arrived with a grey morning for the celebrations in Oxford, and just look at the sky in Portsmouth. Steve Miller caught the sun's rays reaching into the deepest parts of the New Forest, and Rachel Baker came across this beautiful scene at Man o' War Bay in Dorset. June started with sunshine for the 75th anniversary of D-Day. Then we had a brief stormy spell with lightning seen widely across the south on the 19th. After the rain, the month turned hot with temperatures rising into the 30s. The sky was clear for a perfect solstice sunrise at Stonehenge. And it was great weather to be on two wheels, thanks to Robin Boltwood for this photo. July was dry and settled. Summer had arrived. Roy Venkatesh visited these lavender fields near Chichester. And as the south basked in a record-breaking heatwave at the end of the month, Penny Wade captured this scene at Mudderford. August turned unsettled, but that didn't stop these brave souls persevering with a day on the beach at Swanage. The second half of August was hot, with more record-breaking temperatures over the bank holiday weekend. Edwin Jones laid down in a wheat field to get this photo in Pagham. In early September, Helen Walker spotted a weasel on the canal path at Titchfield. This glorious sunset was captured at Stokes Bay on the 16th by Tony Bailey. The end of the month was wetter, with above-average rainfall. Colin Lee took this photo of floods at Millbrook Road in Southampton. And on our Facebook page, Brian James commented, "A hole has appeared and police are looking into it." Thanks, Brian. The old ones are the best. October is rutting season for deer. James West took this photo at Petworth Park. Autumn's variable weather provided some glorious sunsets interspersed with misty mornings. Colin Lennox Gordon spotted these ramblers braving the weather at Badbury Rings. It was windy at the start of November with a gust of 109 miles per hour recorded at the Needles. After the high winds, the south was left covered with fallen leaves. An above-average rainfall caused rivers to swell. The river path at Christchurch was flooded. Bad news for walkers. But upstream in Blandford, some were making the most of the extra water. As December arrived, Trevor Parsons was up early for the sunrise at Hengistbury Head. The weather stayed mild through the month, ruling out a white Christmas, but the south was festive nonetheless. We put a selection of your photos on our Facebook page most weekdays, and people leave some lovely comments. Jane Merritt remarked that we live in a beautiful part of the country. Sue Gascoigne says, "Thanks to everyone who took the photos, because without you, we wouldn't see other parts of the south." And Helen Green asked, "How do we send photos?" Well, that's easy. Just send them in an email to southweather@bbc.co.uk. And please do keep them coming in 2020.
Absolutely wonderful. All down to you. So keep them coming for this new year. That's it from us. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.